This is Rustin with Metalholic magazine, and we are here with Wedenesday 13 of Murderdolls. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the stables here.
The stables.
Yes. Love the smell of horses. I love it.
Now you're out hanging out on tour with Joey from Murderdolls, the two of you.
Yep.
Just sort of doing the press thing.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah. Especially when you don't.
No, it's not boring doing the press. It's great. That's why I'm here to do it. It's just, it just kind of sucks. I get to watch bands play every night, and I'm going, what the fuck am I going to do? Drink.
Well, you guys have. It's been a while since the first Murderdolls album came out, and you guys have said that this one, you sort of consider this the first Murderdolls album. How so?
Well, it was just, it was more of a thought-out process as opposed to the first album. Joey had just got through touring with Slipknot on their Iowa album and did like a 2-year tour of that. And, at that time, he just, the band, the Slipknot guys, everyone started doing their projects. And it was just a thing where Joey had this band called The Rejects. I had a band called the Frankenstein Drag Queens. He heard about my band, called me up, said, this band's similar to what I'm doing. Let's mix it together. And that's pretty much how it happened. And the band was even formed the same way. Like we did our video and photo shoot before we'd ever played together as a band. We recorded the album. Joey and I did it ourselves. But when it came for the band, it was like phone calls. Like, all right, we wanted the guy that looked like this, and are you into this? Blah blah blah. Send us a video. You playing drums? All right, you're good enough. Fine. And that was just and that's how we went on tour. And it was just we were a dysfunctional band more than you could ever imagine. But it was what made it work. So when this time came around to do the new record, we wanted to do it different and have new people involved, and it was nothing to take away from the old guys, but we just wanted to do something that was fresh and new. And then and this record was the first, it's 8 years worth of demos, so it's the first actual album of brand new material, whereas the last record was songs maybe people had heard before and things like that. So this is a brand new record. It's a whole different sound, and just we just feel like it's a rebirth of the band. Right. So that's why we call it the first.
You call this one's called Women and Children Last.
Yes.
What's the story behind the title?
It's just a funny title. Just it was a parody on Van Halen.
Right.
And it's just a good funny title, and if it made people laugh, great. If it made them offended, then we did our job both. So it's just a good title, and it also kind of shows with Murderdolls that we still kind of got the still fun element in what we do, even though this record's a little more darker and serious, but still having a title like that, I think just kind of shows, hey, we're still that same kind of band.
Right. Now, and the band is your guys' baby, you and Joey. You guys have a different lineup with you this time.
Yes.
Were they involved in the recording process, or do you and Joey do pretty much everything again? Or?
It was going to be just Joey and I, and then we had our producer Zeus, who also plays guitar and stuff like that as well. And so we had my friend Ramon came in from Texas, who was just going to be a tech in the studio.
Right.
And then he ended up joining the band and playing all the guitar, all the lead stuff on the record. So it was a really cool thing, and it was just the reason we wanted to put a different band together. We needed fresh blood. We needed someone who was on the same page as us, and this record is so thought out this time. Whereas the first one was just like, fuck it, let's have fun, throw it out, and see what happens. And that's the difference between this record and that one.
And now with all the other commitments going on, obviously Joey's out with Rob Zombie right now. I think they even just recorded some new music that's coming out in September. And of course the Slipknot stuff and everything else. Are you guys going to have time to tour?
Absolutely. I mean, just because Joey's doing the hi. And don't believe it. That's Randy from Lamb of God. Don't believe a word he says. Randy, come in here and just say hi. This is Metalholic. Metalholic?
Hello, Metalholic.
Metalholic.
Metalholic alcoholic.
Yes. Yeah, all right.
Trouble.
We'll hang later. All right. Anyway, back to the, what was your question again? If we have time to tour? Yes. Joey is basically, he's committed to the zombie thing for the summer and stuff, and so he's playing kind of double duty when we go out. We start touring the day the record comes out, August 30th. We're doing Ozfest on the 18th in September. So we're doing dates prior to that. I wish I could say what we're doing because it's still just kind of like on the shelf.
Right.
We have a full U.S. run, 6 weeks planned. It's going to be the coolest Halloween tour ever. So you guys can imagine, put a 3-band lineup together with Murderdolls. You'll have a cool Halloween tour. I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to be awesome. So, and then after that, we go back to Europe, and then we're in Australia and Japan the first of the year. So it's a nonstop, and it won't be like the last record. It's not going to be 8 years in between it. It's not going to be we tour for a year and be done. But we're gonna take this band as far as we can this time. It's not a side project. It's a real thing. So I see us touring for the next year and a half, 2 years on this album.
And this is probably a better question for Joey, and it's probably a very sensitive situation,
right.
And everything, with Paul Gray passing away and everything, and Corey doing the Stone Sour stuff. Where does that, I mean,
it's still too early to say. I mean, the guys in the band really haven't commented a lot. I know Joey personally. We talk about things and stuff, so I can't really speak for what they're going to do or anything like that. I have no idea. I just know, that that they all had planned to do, Stone Sour and things like that prior, to what had happened. So, it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's a sad thing. That guy was awesome, and I don't know what the future of that's going to hold. That's really not a. I don't know.
It's been a tragic year for.
It's been a terrible year.
I mean,
that's the Mad Manager. Get out of here, Mad Manager. All right.
I mean, we lost the Rev at the end of the year,
yeah,
and then
Peter Steele and Ronnie,
and
James.
Ronnie.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a bad year. It sucks, and it's just it all kind of happened just one after the other. And it's just it's a bad year. And so that's two friends with Peter and Paul. Both were good friends. And so it sucks.
So we'll get back then to something a little bit more uplifting.
Yes.
It's the darkness of Murderdolls. You guys have already shot the video for My Dark Place Alone.
Yes.
I'm assuming that means that's the first single that's...
Yeah, it's the first single. And we wanted to do it, the video, the reason we did it, I don't know if it's what you would consider a commercial radio song. I don't know what's radio anymore. I don't know. That's like when I heard System of a Down on the radio for the first time, I don't even know what radio is anymore, because if that can get played, which is great. Is that when I heard it, I was like, that's not what you would picture as a hit song or whatever. But so with us, we wanted to come out with a heavier song and just do a real, just crazy, just over-the-top video, and just to show people that we were different than what we did the last time. And we didn't do the makeup the same way. We didn't do anything the same way. We just changed it up. The video debuts tomorrow online, 11 o'clock, I don't know, Eastern time or something. And so yeah, it turned out great. We had Paul Brown do it. He did all the artwork for it. He's worked with Slipknot. He did the first Murderdolls packaging and the Dead in Hollywood videos. So Paul's just a sick guy, and we came in with the idea. We were just like, make this as sick as you possibly can. And he's like, all right.
So drum it, baby, so drum it, baby.